Report Part 1. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. English Language 1123, Paper 2, Section A, Directed Writing, Report Writing, Overview. The purpose of a report is often to present relevant information in an ordered way and to make carefully considered suggestions based on that information. Reports are usually a mixture of fact and opinion, reflecting on key facts and details to offer suggestions to the readers. Reports can also be used to offer an objective view of a situation, proposing alternatives for the readers to consider. For example, reports in a workplace might include statistics to support different plans for the future of the business so that people can decide on the best option. The audience of a report is often someone in charge, for example, a teacher or an employer, so the language and tone of a report tends to be more formal. Topic 2. Tips for writing a report. Language. Think about the audience that report is for. Are you writing this report for one reader or for a group of people, such as the organization of an event? The impression you want your reader to have of you. Usually, a report should be impersonal and relatively formal since you are writing to someone who is in charge. You would not normally use slang or contractions such as don't or can't is not recommended in a report. It is usually best to avoid attempts at humor or sarcasm. The purpose for the report you may have been asked to make suggestions or recommendations in your report based on personal experience or to offer an overview of a more complex situation. Try to include a range of topic related vocabulary used appropriately. How to reassure your reader that your report is going to be useful. Imagine if your report was full of emotive words and personal appeals based on your own viewpoint. Your reader might not be convinced that you were offering them an objective and accurate evaluation. For your report, for your report to be effective, you will need to sound calm and polite. Organization. Identify and group the key information, facts, and details your report needs to include. Before you start writing, the structure of a report is usually in three parts. For example, an overview, a middle, an end. Briefly introduce the topic of the report and the key areas you will consider. Your reader should be able to understand what you will be writing about and why by just reading this section. A middle. Develop and support the relevant facts and opinions about the topic that you or others have noticed. An end. Offer a brief summary of your suggestions, recommendations, or solutions. Here you might like to include any new points you think should be considered in the future.